Hello, Apes Crew. It's Kara Lenorvitz, and welcome back to our 13th week. I hope that your April break was excellent and that you're coming back rested and rejuvenated and ready to finish out the year on a strong note. So let's take a look at a couple of housekeeping things. As usual, same thing with Weekly Learning Plan. We are back to meeting as a full crew for our synchronous session this Thursday. So I look forward to seeing everybody together then. There will be normal office hours this week. So on Tuesday from 8:30 to 10:30 in the morning, on Wednesday afternoon from 1 to 3. Please do sign up if you'd like to check in or get some additional help. And then on upcoming things, we have quite a few things to think about here. We are in our final module now. So you are going to be finishing up module 9 and delving into module 10. So that's great news that we're dipping into that very last section. Absolutely, you should know that zeros have started to replace things if you have assignments that are more than 2 weeks past due. That zero does not mean don't do it. It's just a placeholder there. That means that assignment needs your attention. So please do go back and make sure you're paying attention to and submitting those pieces for credit. I'm more than happy to review those and give you feedback and to put in a grade that's other than zero for you. I do want you to pay attention to two really important deadlines coming up. One is May 21st, and that is the deadline for semester 2 work from modules 6 through 9. So if you have assignments that are older that you need to take care of, make sure you're addressing those before May 21st. The second deadline that's here is May 28th, and that will include any work from module 10 through to the end, which includes our final exam. So you want to make sure you've got your work in before those deadlines so that it can get graded and it's reflected in your final grade. It will also do you well because that will make sure that you are ready not just for the final exam, but also for the College Board exam as well. So let's take a look at that. Here's just a layout of where we are for the end of the year. You can see that we're mapping out. We only have about 5 firm weeks that are remaining. So again, I want to point out a couple of important things here. We will have our Module 9 DBA this week, so you will see, get a chance to grade your FRQ during that time. Your Module 10 DBA, which is actually going to be a discussion and presentation of our collaboration on the solid waste lab. So we'll be doing that in another 2 weeks. And then you'll notice that your deadline for your module 6 through 9 work is coming up on the 21st, and the deadline for the module 10 work is the 28th. That will probably be our last formal work week that we have together. So a couple of reasons to motivate yourself. One, I want to make sure that your grades are complete when they are due to VTVLC so that you're getting the best representation of your performance. 2, you want to make sure that you are ready and have had done all of that practice for the College Board exam. And 3, if you're aiming towards that target, that means that you will be done with your academic responsibilities for APES by the time you go into Memorial Day weekend. And I think that would be a pretty sweet way for you to finish all of the hard work that you've done this year with a good rest, good break. Okay, so College Board exam info. For those of you who are in this position, I think our first upcoming exam date from all of you is May 27th. So do make sure if you're in that position that you've connected with your College Board coordinator at your school so you know exactly what's expected of you, where you need to be, and when you need to be there. I believe that exam starts at 4 p.m., but you want to make sure you're showing up there a little early. The exam length and structure, no matter when you are taking it, is 3 hours. You know that 90 minutes of that is for 80 multiple choice questions, and 70 minutes is for 3 free response questions. I do want to introduce you to a resource that the College Board just put out, which is AP Daily Live Review. Even if you can't watch these live, they are recording these sessions as well. So I want to just show you this resource. And just so you know, that link is on our homepage of our Canvas website. It is also in the weekly learning plan. It will take you to this PDF document that has live links in it. You will see that they are starting on Monday, April 19th, 1 per day, doing reviews of all of the content from AP Environmental Science for the entire year. So you can click directly on those right now because they haven't started yet when I'm recording this. You will see that the session information is there and it will let you know when it's recording live. I believe these same links will work for the recorded versions. So this is a great way, whether you're taking the College Board exam or you're just getting ready for the final exam for our class, to do a very comprehensive review a little bit at a time over the next couple of weeks. In addition to those live and recorded presentations that the College Board is putting together as a review, remember that you can also use all of the resources in AP Classroom. I will probably be making some practice tests available to you soon. And you can also use the AP Environmental Science textbook, the one with the falcon on front. That is also an excellent way to review because you will be seeing the content from a slightly different perspective. And again, for your College Board exam, make sure you're connecting with your school's College Board coordinator. So let's look at this week, and it is kind of chock full, but it's full of good stuff. So the first thing is that 9.05 on Thursday when we get together, please bring your free response question for that DBA. We're going to be doing the grading of that particular FRQ during that time. As well, you are going to be presenting in class informally your 2 slides that you've made so far of your collaborative solid waste lab data. So one of those slides is a pictorial representation chronologically of what your banana peel and your paper looks like from week 1 all the way through week 8. The second slide is going to include a graph of your making of your data. We discussed in our last time that we're going to continue to collect that data, so please keep your experiment intact, and we'll have a further conversation about whether we want to keep going with that data collection as we move forward. Once you've finished your FRQ and you've completed the DBA reflection, you will receive your Module 6 exam access code. Know that until that happens, you absolutely can still continue to access the Module 10 content. So if you'd like to get a head start on that earlier in the week, you can. This week, you're going to be focusing on hazardous waste, so the materials that are not okay to put in the landfill. And you're going to be learning about some of the practices and reasons for that, and then also some of the legislation that guides our approach to hazardous waste. In the meantime, you also are going to be starting on 10.05, your AP Math and Exam Prep. This is a comprehensive approach at you setting up a personalized study guide for yourself to close out the year, which means it's looking at all of the content that we've covered over the entire year, and whether you're preparing for the AP College Board exam or you're preparing for our final exam, it's good to do that in small chunks and pieces. So I'm giving you that to start to explore and start to work with this week. So let's take a look at the weekly learning plan. As usual, there's an introduction to the content right at the beginning, an outline of the learning objectives. You'll see the only real new content that you're adding this week is on hazardous waste, and communication reminders and pacing. Again, reminders about those upcoming deadlines for the end of this semester, and then the jobs that you're working on this week. There are really 5 pieces here. Some of them are more time intensive than others, so don't be intimidated by the number that's there. So again, the first one is that you're going to make sure you're ready for our DBA on Thursday. That means you've set aside and taken 20 minutes to write a response to the FRQ, and you have that with you to grade on Thursday. As soon as you have that finished and you've done your reflection, you will get your access code to the Module 9 exam. So that's one of the second pieces there. You also then will start to explore hazardous waste. I've given you some recommended sites here that will help you tie this a little bit more personally to your experience in Vermont. So I've included the Chittenden Solid Waste District links here. I know many of you are outside of Chittenden County, but there are similar waste districts that will guide what happens to normal household waste, recyclables, compostables, etc. in your district as well. It's just the one that I happen to be familiar with. I've also given you an updated site to get to the CERCLA locations, the National Priorities List. The EPA link that was in the curriculum was no longer functioning. And then for those of you who are interested, Burlington High School in Burlington, Vermont actually just recently discovered in the last year that they have a major PCB contamination. So some of what you're learning about in the lesson actually has direct application in Vermont. So I encourage you to check those out. As well, you're going to get started on your AP exam and math prep. So I encourage you, again, doing little bits at a time is helpful. You want to make sure you have your personal study plan in place no later than May 16th. So a little bit at a time definitely makes sense. And then you're going to be working on your collaboration solid waste lab. Again, you're making 2 slides to represent your data so far, keeping your experiments set up in case we decide to continue going with data collection. And then the last thing there, of course, is that we're going to see each other on Thursday. As usual, office hours will happen at regular times this week. I encourage you to sign up if you'd like to check in. And in terms of upcoming stuff, we're really wrapping up the year here. So let's do a quick summary. All right, so 5 jobs. First one is completing 9.05, making sure you're ready for our DBA and grading your FRQ on Thursday. which will then give you access to the 9.06 Module 9 exam. Again, you can move on with Module 10 before you have those pieces done. You're going to be doing, not hazardous waste lab, but hazardous waste reading and quiz. And then you are also going to continue to work on your collaborative solid waste data collection and data presentation. And then you're beginning 10.05, which is a comprehensive review for you, personalized for what you need to cover and review from the entire year. Again, if you are somebody who's behind pace, this is a really important time to get yourself caught back up. The deadlines are coming soon. And if you need any help with mapping that out or planning that out, please don't hesitate to reach out for help. I look forward to seeing you on Thursday, and have a great week.